Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's having an amazing week. And if you're new, hi, my name is Laura. I'm 52 years old. And here I love talking about anything beauty, whether it be from makeup, skincare, fashion, aging. But I want it to be more than just that. I want this to be a little place where we can meet up once or twice a week and just hang out and chat in the comments and maybe learn something from each other. So if that sounds like a family you might want to join, please hit that subscribe button right over here and join this amazing family here. So today's video is going to be on hooded eyes. I don't have a dedicated video up for that, and clearly I do have hooded eyes. So if you want to follow along, go grab your makeup and let's just get started. So today I'm going to be filming here up in my beauty room. I just think the lighting is a little better up here. Down in the basement, I use all the artificial lighting, and I just think it mutes it a little bit, and I just want everything to be super crisp and clear so you can see what I'm doing. And also, I just want to put out there, especially if you guys are new, I am not a makeup artist. I've never attended editing classes or anything. Everything that I'm about to show you, I have learned just like you, watching YouTube videos, and I've watched about 15 years of YouTube videos, and also trial and error, you guys. It's all in placement. So I'm constantly having to change that as well. But as you can see how, when I'm at rest, how hooded my eyes are. And I do have all this extra skin that is now starting to come over my eyelid. In a previous video, I did mention that I'm able to slick my ears back. And you guys, I really can. As you can see, I have kind of trained myself how to, maneuver my eyes so they're not looking so hooded. But yeah, as you can see, right now I'm at rest, but then I can kind of move things around just so they don't look as hooded. So again, I have trained myself to do that. Now, having hooded eyes is not a bad thing. Actually, a lot of celebrities have hooded eyes. They just can be a little complicated. And I think that's why there's so many videos out there for them. Now, that being said, every hooded eye is different. So everything I'll be sharing with you today, I hope you can take some of this information and all the videos you have ever watched and apply it to your eye shape. I just wanted to share with you what my eyes look like before I go in with these next few steps. I always use the Lumify eye drops. I think these are amazing. They will really brighten the whites of your eyes. I just feel having a bright white eye will create the illusion of a more open eye and not look so tired, just look more awake. And then I absolutely love using this ice roller that I keep in my freezer. It really helps with any swelling around the eye. And my eye area is super dehydrated, so I always make sure to go in with some kind of moisturizer. These first two I got in my boxes, so I've been using them. And I also love this one by Elf, the Holy Hydration. So today I'm actually using the one by Kapari. This is very soothing around the eye, and it has a caffeine solution in it. And I've also been using this oil that I got in one of my boxes. This also has a caffeine solution in it as well, and that really helps with any swelling. These are a couple before and after pictures of both of my eyes. I could definitely tell there's less swelling. They look a little lifted and definitely more hydrated. So I hope you guys were able to see what those few steps do. Now, I don't do all those steps every day, just when I have time, but I do use the eye drops every day and the caffeine solution. I think the caffeine solution really helps with any of the swelling I might have that's going to accentuate my hooded eyes. Okay, you guys, let's finally get started, and everything I'll be using will be in the description box below. Okay, so I am going to start by priming my eyes, and I'm going to be using this here. I get this off Amazon. This is my Holy Grail eye primer. And the reason why I love this primer, it really grips the shadow and makes them pop. And it also conceals any discoloration I have on my lids. Okay, the palette I'm going to use today is this one here by Wet n Wild. It's the Always Naked palette. I thought I would use a neutral palette because everybody has a neutral palette in their collection, and they're just very easy to work with. So this is the one I'm going to use today. And the brushes I use are the BK, and these are the Angie Hot and Flashy. These are amazing for hooded eyes. Yeah, they are just like the perfect shape. I just find them very easy to work with. And prior to these, I was using the Morphe ones, and those aren't bad as well, but I just find that I can get a really good, easy look using these brushes here. So I just wanted to let you know what brushes I do use. Okay, so today I think I'm going to do two different techniques, and hopefully you guys will tell the difference. This eye, I think I'm going to show you how I've been working with my hooded eye, and this eye I'm going to show you what I used to do, and you guys will see a huge difference. Okay, so I am going to go in with this shade here, and I'm just going to place a little bit on the Hot and Flashy 503, and I'm just going to relax my eye as much as possible And I am just going to kind of draw a template of where I want to start. So what I've been finding for me is to almost work backwards. So again, I'm just placing a little bit of color, and you can almost even stamp it on. But this way, you know, when you have your eye at rest, you're still going to see the shadow. And even if you do this, you might even see it. But that's what I've been doing. And as you can see, this is all empty. I don't have any eyeshadow there. So once I have it placed, then I can start blending it out. And I'm almost working backwards. So I'm starting up here where most people start at the crease and work their way up. What I'm finding is to start right here at that fold and then work my way down. And also too, what I think I'm going to show you a nice little trick is to use tape. I don't always do this, but if you have hooded eyes, it is helpful. And I get this cute little dispenser and tape off Amazon. So what I do is just line that at my lower lash line and aim it up towards my temple. So this will create like a elongated look if you are, wanting that little cat-like look. Or if you didn't even want that, it just, keeps everything clean and easy for cleanup. So again, I'm just going to go back into my brush, and I'm actually going to grab my mirror so I can see things a little bit more clear. And again, I'm just creating a base. And again, I'm working my way down, but then I am going to clean up my brush. A color switch is really good to have, and that way it's pretty much completely clean. And now I can just kind of go in circular motions up here, because I do, my eye shape is a little different because I do have a lot of space from here to my eyebrow. So I do have to cover a lot of space here. Now, if you don't have all of that, of course, you wouldn't have to take your shadow up as high. But with my eye shape, I do. And then I do find if I, flick it out towards my temple, again, that's just going to give a more elongated look. You don't have to do this. You don't have to make it cat-like every time. I don't think it's necessary for hooded eyes. It's just, an option. So now that I have all of that color there, as you can see, now you can see the color even at rest. Okay, so now I'm going to do my other eye like I used to. And I used to go in the crease because that's what we've always been told. And I would focus right in that crease. And I would bring it up just a little bit. But that was about it, you guys. Back in the day, I just didn't know better. So that was basically all I did. I might have gone up just a little bit, and I won't be as generous as the other side. So seriously, that's about all I used to do because that's what we were told. So that's all I'm going to do because that's all I used to do for real. Okay, so now I'm going to go into a different brush, and this is the Angie Hot and Flashy, and it's an A501. So it looks like that. It's just a very unique shape, and what I love, it's almost flat, but it is a little fluffy. So what I think I'm going to go into now is this shade here. I do want to deepen things up. And again, I'm just going to place this on the tip for right now. And I'm going to relax my eye. And it always is a little easier too if you look down in a mirror instead of looking straight up. Now, sometimes I will just to really get that placement as much as or as good as possible. And I'm just going to basically almost go straight across, and I'm using a very light hand because I don't want things to look muddy. Now again, as you can see, how nothing is in this area at this point because I'm focusing as much as possible on my hood. And what I love about this brush is now I'm going to turn it. I was this way. Now I'm going to turn it this way and bring it down into the lid a little bit. and fill in all those other empty spaces. So as you can see, when I close my, I'm at rest, I can totally see the work that I've been doing. And then you can always make adjustments and do that. Now at this point, I am going to go into a smaller fluffy brush, and this is the A502. Make sure that's super clean. And now I'm just going to really blend those two together, just to really diffuse all the edges. Using that little brush and really just going in circular motions that really just cleans up all of those harsh lines. And then also, if you feel like you've gotten it, just a little bit too dark, you can also go into like a little lighter shade, just barely tap it in there and then tap it off really good. And just go above all of that and even around the edges on the side here. And bring a little bit in this inner corner just to lighten that up. That will kind of open up the eye over here. But again, as you can see, you can see the shadow. Okay, now let me show you what I would do over here. You know what? Let me go into one of my Morphe brushes. And I probably would have used this brush here, which is the Morphe, I believe it's the M513. So let me make sure this is clean. And then what I would do is go into the same shade. And again, I would go in the crease and just do that. Just go back and forth. And again, because that's what we were told, just stay in the crease. And I might bring it up just a little bit. But as you can see, when I'm at rest, you can't even see it. So I find with having hooded eyes, we have to go way above what we normally would do. Okay, and then to really deepen up this outer corner, I always love doing that because I think it just creates that, beautiful dimension. I'm going to go into the Angie, and this is the 504. So it's a very small, pointy brush here. And then I would go into like a nice deep shade and just grab a little bit. And with this shade, I like just staying basically in this outer corner. I'm not really worrying about bringing it up really high. And at this point, you can almost do, if you guys watch Wayne Goss, he almost does basically what I was doing over here, only I have it like right in that deep crease and just going back and forth. And again, that is just to add just a slight dimension. And again, it's always just blending, you guys. Just take your brushes and really diffuse all of those edges. And your finger is always a great tool too, you guys. Don't be afraid to use your finger. So again, if you wanted a more cat-like effect, you can bring it up into that tape a little bit, that deepest shade. And I'm just doing almost a flicking up motion. And there you have it, you guys. Now let's go into this eye over here and what I used to do. And I would basically do what I did over there on the other eye. And really try to diffuse that. And that was about that was about all I did, you guys. And but wow, what a huge difference. Okay, and then that is just a basic eye look, but as you can see the difference that made. Okay, so I think I'm just going to use a very I don't know, subtle shimmer here. So I think I'm going to use this shade here. And what I've been finding with shimmers is I always place it on my ring finger. And I have been more purposeful of where I place my shimmers. So I am just taking my time and I'm placing that basically starting almost at the outer corner, but not quite so. And it's almost like a halo effect at this point. And I slowly move it towards the inner corner, just like that. And then I take a more lighter shimmer, and which would be this shade here, and I place that on my pinky. And you can always use brushes. For this part, I would use like a flat brush. You can always spray them just to make them more, make them pop more. But I am finding too, even though I love shimmers and I will always use a shimmer, as I get older, I do want it a little bit more diffused and a little bit more natural. Sometimes it can, accentuate texture, but I will always use my shimmer. Okay, then I'm going to go in with the brush that I had, the darkest shade, and just lightly, I mean lightly, just to go above all of that shimmer and really diffuse that. That way it's not just, that harsh line. And then I do go back into this deep shade here and just sweep that ever so slightly into that shimmer. Again, that way just everything blends really nice and seamless. So that's what we're looking like so far. And so I'm going to do this, of course, on the other eye. Now, before, I never was really purposeful of where I was placing my shimmers. So before, I would just kind of sweep it all willy-nilly on my eye, just like that. And then I would go into that lighter shade and just kind of, place it on the lid. But as you guys can tell, the difference. But you really can tell the difference when you are at rest. So that's what all I've been doing, you guys. And as you can see, that is a very simple look. It just, the placement makes a huge difference. Okay, and then also too, what I want to show you guys is eyeliner. So before, you guys know, and I still will use this, but this is a wonderful eyeliner. I get this off Amazon too. And it looks like this, and this is actually newer. It has a nice hook. This is great for hooded eyes. Even if I wanted a bold eye, this is what I would use. But I'm going to show you what I would, used to do with this eyeliner. So I would start like here, and then I would bring it in. And I used to go all the way to the inner corner. And I will say this is great with eyes that have, texture or wrinkles. And then I would go, and I still do, like I said, I still do a liquid liner, but I would not do it this bold. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. And again, I used to take it all the way to the inner corner. So that's what it used to look like, which isn't bad, but I feel like it closes off my eye big time, especially here. Now I'm at rest, and as you can see, this eye looks very droopy, and this eye looks just more awake. So, yeah, I've been loving that I finally found the right placement for my eye. Okay, and then what I've been doing lately, you guys, is avoiding the, really bold, thick liner here. I've been using a pencil instead, and you guys will see. Now, my last video, a few of you, I asked, if you guys knew of a good waterline pencil, and a few of you said Sephora, and it's the waterproof, I believe it was this one, you guys. Let me know if I have the right one. I happen to find it in my drawer. I've had it for God knows how long. So anyway, it's by Sephora, and it's their waterproof eyeliner, and it's retractable, so it looks like this. And what I've been doing is just doing the waterline, and I go, not all the way over to the inner corner, but, you know, quite almost there, because you really don't see it on the waterline. But as you can see, it just kind of darkened things up. And then what I'm doing is just going as close as possible to my lash line and to about right here, you know, right at the end of my lashes on the inner corner. I'm not going all the way to my inner corner. And then I'm just kind of going in between my lashes and wiggling it just to really darken up that area. And I will say, place your pinky on your cheek here. And that's why I like doing my base makeup after, because of any fallout. And then if I'm doing this, I'm not really interfering with my base makeup. And then what I've been doing is, let me grab my little brush here. I did buy this. It's by e.l.f. and it's called their Wing It Liner. It's a Wing It Liner brush. They need to put brush on there. But this is what it looks like. It's very unique. I really love it. But if you don't have that, an angle brush would just, you know, work just as fine. So what I did was, or what I've been doing, you know, for my little wing is I'm just going right here. Hopefully you guys will see. I'm really like in like the corner of my eye, and I'm just kind of flicking it out like that. And then I'm taking this little brush here and smudging it. And this works, you know, so good. And you can also go, you know, and kind of smudge this out too if you want it just, you know, more soft. And then you guys, what I've been doing, what I found really helps is, let me just grab my palette here, is grab like a black shade. And I don't think there was one in this palette. This one's deep, but not deep enough. So I'm just going to use my one from my Bite Size e.l.f. one. And I'm going to place a little bit of the black on the tip of this brush. And I'm just going to darken up this little wing here. And it's also going to set that eyeliner. Okay, you guys, so moment of truth with this tape. And see how clean that is? It's just so nice. Even though I have a little bit of fallout here, nothing that a makeup wipe cannot clean up. So here is the difference, you guys. So this is, if I'm at rest, you can totally see all the work that I did. And now I can evaluate if I need to add any product anywhere. And I actually would, you guys. Now looking at my eye, I would go back in with this shade right here. I mean, lightly tap my brush. And I'm just noticing that I could just use a little bit more product right here. And I'm just going to, now that I laid that down, and just take my brush and just lightly sweep it, because I'm not wanting to add tons more product. I just felt like I needed to go up slightly. Okay, so hopefully you guys will tell the difference. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is apply all my base makeup, and I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about the lower lash line and lashes. So I'll be right back. Okay, so my base makeup is all applied. So let's take a close look again before we go into the lashes. So right now my face is not, you know, completely relaxed. I am slicking back my ears, and I do have my eyebrows slightly raised. And as you can see, you can barely, you know, see my eyeshadow here. Here you really can distinctly tell where my placement is. Now, again, everybody's eye shape is different. You know, you might not have to go up as high as I do, but with my eye shape, I definitely do. But now I am going to relax my face. And as you can see, you can barely see my eyeshadow here. All I'm really seeing is that really heavy dark eyeliner. That's where my eye is focusing on. Where here, it almost looks like I have an eyelid. You know, you can really tell the shimmer. And you guys know I actually placed more shimmer on this eyelid over here than this eye. So, yeah, there's a huge difference. And this is what it looks like when I'm looking down. But as you can see, this is nice and blended. You know, it looks like it would be okay if I was looking down, but to look up, it just goes away. Okay, so let's get into the lashes and a few little tips on applying or doing your lashes. So definitely always curl your lashes, especially if you have hooded eyes. And actually, this one is a little special one. My daughter-in-law got it for me, and it's actually by Shiseido. And when I curl my lashes, I make sure they're all, especially the outer corner, is in this tool here, and I just kind of pulse for a few seconds. I usually do it for, 10 to 15 seconds. And that way I know they're really curled. So as you can see, the difference in just curling your eyelashes will do. Makes a huge difference. Okay, so both lashes are curled, and I think I'm just going to use a very simple mascara today. I'm going to use the e.l.f. and it's the new Lash and Roll. I really like this, you guys. You know, when I used it the other day, I was like, well, it was okay, but it really lifts the lashes and keeps them there. I was pretty impressed with this. So anyway, what I'm going to do is, if you haven't seen it, this is the wand here, and it's supposed to be a dupe, which it pretty much is, to the Benefit one, the roller lash. So I think I'm going to start with, let's start with this eye here, you guys. And what I'm going to do is just basically do what I always would do. And I'm going to really focus at the base and really blink up. So all I'm really doing is putting it right at the base of my lash and blinking. Guys, I'm just going to do one coat for now, but that's basically all I would do. So my lashes on that side, really hasn't changed what I would normally do. But if I wanted to make it more, cat-like, I would change it up a little bit. So again, I'm just going to start at the base and really work my way up. On the outer part of this lash, I'm just going to focus most of the product over there. So as you can see, like all of the thickness is more on the outer corner of the eye instead of, consuming the full eye. And I just find that that kind of opens up the eye. And also, you can really see the shimmer a lot better. So look at the difference in just that. Okay, so that's basically all I'm going to do with mascara. Okay, so the half lash that I'm going to use is actually the one from BK Beauty, and it's the Risa Does Makeup, and it's the Martini. So it's just a half lash here. These are excellent. These were designed for hooded eyes, basically. Again, she did say they would work on all eye types, but they were designed with hooded eyes in mind. So that's what I'm going to place on the outer corner on this eye here. So what I'll do is just go up camera while I apply the lash glue, because that just takes a few minutes. But right now I am just going to flick away all of the mascara marks, and I will say using a spoolie is the best way to remove all that. Okay, so the glue is already here, and again, this is what the little half lash looks like. These are actually super pretty and very easy to apply. So when I apply my eyelash, I do look way down in a mirror, and I'm using a little tool here that you can get, off Amazon or even the dollar store. I've seen them, you guys. So the only thing I find when I do curl my lashes, it is a little difficult to apply my half lash. I almost have to move my real lashes out of the way. And as you guys can see, yeah, it's already on. I mean, these are super, a half lash is just so much easier to apply than a full lash. So this is what the difference looks like, with the half lash on. So as you can see, my eye looks just very opened. And this eye, it looks just natural, not that it looks, bad or anything. It's just, if I'm going to spend that kind of time on applying my eyeshadows and stuff like that, I want it to be seen then be like this and have my eye kind of closed off. So this is what the importance of lashes are as well. They play a huge part with hooded eyes, I think. So okay, so let's go back into the palette and finish off this eye look. And again, with hooded eyes, you really don't want to use a lot of darkness under here. I mean, you can use it in the waterline, but it will close off the eye. So if you want your eye to look a little bit more open, I just use like a light shadow, except if I'm wanting to spice things up, you know, then I will go a little crazy. But on a more natural look, I would just use shadows. And I'm just actually going to go into the shade here. And I like using a little angled brush here. And I'm going into the darkest shade. And I am going to take that, I better take that off. And I'm going to connect it to that little line that I did, my little wing. And just move straight across. And bring it right to the middle of, you know, I think it's called the iris, you guys, of the eye. And that is about it. And that's basically what I did even before. Just before I would take it on this brush, I would connect it to my wing here. But then I would, or used to, come all the way over again to my inner corner. But then I also, back in the day, not too long ago, maybe 5 years ago, I would actually do the waterline, you know, with a black or something. And yeah, that was pretty harsh. So I haven't done that in a long time. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go into this shade here, the transition shade, and put that just on a nice pointy little brush here. And just tap that off quite a bit. And I'm just going to place that right beneath everything, but I will bring that towards my inner corner just to add a little bit of depth under the eye. And again, I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. And actually what I think I'm going to do is add just a little bit of this black in my waterline, just so you guys can see, you know, the difference that will do. So that is in the waterline here. And then actually what I like doing on this side, you know, where everything I want it to, you know, to be a little bit more open, is use like a bone colored liner and place that in the waterline. Okay, you guys, so we are almost done. Now, I don't put mascara on my lower lashes only because my eyes water way too much. And I find like, you know, they will run. You know, I will look like a little raccoon at the end of the night. So I think that's pretty much it, you guys, except I will show you that using like a bright inner corner really will change things up too. So what I think I'm going to use here is my NYX, and it's the Jumbo. And I believe this is in, oh gosh, what is it? Cottage cheese. So this is what it looks like here. Now you can just go in directly with this stick here, which I do like. And what I do is just place that just a little bit on the inner corner and take my pinky and just blend that in. Okay, so I'm not going to do that on this side because I never used to do that before. Okay, you guys, so this is the difference. Again, I'm going to come closer so you guys can see what, you know, just placement of products on the eyes can do. So again, I don't feel like this one looks absolutely horrible. It's just, as you can see, you know, you don't see a lot of the work. I'm just seeing a lot of black everywhere. And then this one here, you are seeing the work. You're seeing the shadows. You're seeing the shimmer, you know, and my eye looks a little brighter and open. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts and if you see a huge difference. That's the end of today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope that you can take some of these tips and techniques and apply them to your daily routine. Okay, you guys have a beautiful weekend, but before you go, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, I would truly appreciate it. And you guys, we're almost at 4,000 followers, so the more you share, like, comment on this video, it will get pushed out even further. All right, you guys, you know how much I love you. I can't wait to see you again, and until next time.